Oh, yes. It is time for VESTED.
Coach D,
Yeah.
what's up, baby?
Jamar, this is the 22nd episode, and it is New Year's Eve.
Happy New Year's
Cool,
Eve,
man.
Happy New Year's
And
Eve.
Happy New Year's Eve to you as
Hey,
well.
thank you. That's the community. Happy New Year's Eve.
Yes. So here we are again, Jamar, on Thursday. So we had this whole wrap-up concept. We're gonna do, I don't know, man. And then you came to me with this idea. You were moved to kind of change it up, like maybe even a couple days before we shot it. And tell us what you were feeling.
Man, I was feeling like I had a breakthrough, and I even realized that I needed the breakthrough. It was such an amazing feeling. It's like an epiphany. It was a revelation. It was like an aha moment. Like the light bulb was like, bam. And what hit me about decisions versus routines and being consistent. And I was like, man, and then I didn't realize that I had been working through this energy of striving to stay at my highest standard. And I think that when we as people, Coach D, when we don't operate at our highest standard, the standard that we're capable of, it creates this energy in us that causes friction, because we know in ourselves that like we're not hitting that higher level. So that's how it all came about. And I asked you if you were open to the message, man. And I didn't even know that you already had a blueprint for the message.
Well, Jamar, this last year, I've really been compiling everything, my thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and trying to really compound it into a very simple way to look at approaching dramatic change. Because as this community knows, I was exposed to dramatic change. We're all exposed to dramatic change, but my change put me in a position where I was forced to either accept things as they were and change, or suffer. So I had to come up with a map. And as I've shared with the VESTED community, it's mindfulness, awareness, and purpose. But the way to approach that, the way to use that map is by changing. And you have to get ready to change.
Bam!
That's it. So, Jamar, when you brought this up to me, and we already had a plan about how we're going to go about doing our final episode, it was weird because the plan about how we're going to do our episode involved all these details, and we're going to have to do some editing and go back in the other episodes. And then the power of your feeling or your emotion wiped the slate clean and created an opportunity for us to kind of just fall into rhythm with what I think all of us are doing on this New Year's Eve. We're reflecting back on this gnarly year, and we're recognizing the idea that now that we see things as they are, we have an opportunity in this new year to take the bull by the horns.
Boom.
So,
man, it's so good.
Yeah, here we are.
Well, here's a question too.
Oh yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Here's a question though, Coach G. You think about this, right? Get ready to change goals, routines, consistency. But VESTED community, I want you to think about your 2020, right? Did you hit all the goals? Did we hit all the goals? What routines served us? What routines didn't serve us? Were we consistent with what we wanted to be consistent with, or were we consistent with routines that were not serving us? So I think that for everyone, that this topic can be relatable to anyone in their life, especially going into, right? It's not about having a New Year's resolution. It's all about, hey, I want to hit my goals, right? I want to have a routine that's helping me go to that next version of me. And I want to have consistency, because consistency is what leads to momentum. The big Mo, as Brother Darren Hardy talks about. We're going to talk about that in a moment. But yeah, I just want to put that there, Coach G, and just tell everyone in the Vested community, give yourself grace if you didn't hit your goals, if you had routines that might not have been good routines, and if you're doing things consistently or not consistently, we got to give ourselves grace so we can go forward and move and take action and kick some ass in 2021.
That's right, Jamar. And I think that what moved you to kind of, I don't know, channel this opportunity on this New Year's Eve was as you were able to look at what was going on. I remember us talking about it. You were like, I have these goals, I have these routines in place, but for some reason I don't do it. Why? Where I have this greatness formula and I'm following it most of the time. And then sometimes I let myself XYZ. So on this show, we inspire, we create, and we empower. So this week, we're going to go ahead and get ready to change. So for the inspire section, we'll drop that inspire banner.
Bam!
And Jamar, in reference to this new year, I figure we're gonna go with Wayne Gretzky, Michael Jordan, man. Let's hit him with a Kobe Bryant. Tony Robbins, the inspiration guy, has got a little something to say in this video, and I think we'll follow it up with how it relates to goals.
Let's go.
If you really want to get lasting change, real results that stick around, what do you got to do? And I tell people the most common thing people talk about is how they want to make a change in their life. But everybody wants a change, but nobody wants to work out. Everybody wants muscle, but nobody wants to train. See, one of the challenges that we have in our lives is we don't realize that the process of training ourselves, the process of conditioning ourselves actually feels incredible once you get that initial momentum. But most people don't. Why? Why do so many people say, I lost 100 pounds, the same 10 pounds 10 times, or they'll tell me, I'm on my 4th day without a cigarette, man, I'm doing really good. If you're counting the days, it's not lasting change. You're just counting the days you can tell people how long you lasted. If you want lasting change, you got to give up this idea of trying something. You got to decide you're going to commit to mastery. So often in life, people don't begin the journey because they're not quite sure what to do or how to do it right or how to do it perfect. You want to change your body? Get yourself moving. Don't wait for the perfect trainer. Just go out there and move. Put on your shoes and move and get momentum. Just remember, progress equals happiness. If you can start to make progress, if you can get yourself going, even if it's not perfect, if it doesn't work, you know what to do. Just change your approach. If that doesn't work, change your approach. But if there's anything that'll shift your life, that'll get you to thrive in a difficult situation, is take some massive action. Try something else.
Man, progress equals happiness.
Progress equals happiness. Right from the guy, Tony the Tiger. So, I don't know, man. So many people, when they look at this daunting thing of getting ready to change, they're like, yeah, great change. How? How am I going to change? Now, the G in get ready to change stands for goals. You got to set up some goals. You got to clear out all the rubbish and really buy in as to why you want to change. Otherwise, it's not going to stick.
Right.
There's nothing inspirational about moving towards a goal that you think you can't accomplish. So these goals, whatever is in you, it's time to accomplish that.
Right.
I mean, yeah, we've made money, we bought houses, we paid our bills, we watch the TV and we listen to everybody else. No, I'm suggesting that in this new year, as we get ready to change, we got to reflect inward and find the genius that's within us and just get it out, man. So move towards what makes you happy. The progress will be you unfolding yourself.
Right. And you think about this here, Coach D, you think about this, visualize Vested community having a dartboard. We all know what that is. We've all probably thrown a dart or two in our lifetime. But what if there was no board? What are we throwing the dart at? See, the board is just the goal. So if we're throwing these darts and there's no board, there's no goals, what are we shooting at? You know, Warren Buffett said, take 25 of your goals and write them down and then pick the top 5 and get rid of the other 20. So in addition to having goals, let's not have 448 goals because we're not going to accomplish nothing. So, you know, just having a laser focused goal in mind, whether it's 1 or 2 or 3 or a handful, just having goals in mind and have them written down of what we want to achieve. Because I know, Coach D, that something magical happens when we actually make a plan. The universe starts to conspire and move and shift, and people come and things happen and doors open and doors close. All things start to manifest. That's when the magic happens, man. So for me, I just want to be more intentional with my goal setting, right? Be more intentional, get more clarity. And I look back at this year of 2020, and we were talking about this in pre-production, right? We're both so grateful of 2020 and what 2020 stimulated in all of us. And me and Coach D were talking about how 2020 it brought the real version of us out. And some was good, and some was great, and some wasn't so good. But I look at the times back in this year where maybe I didn't hit the level that I want to hit is because I was making decisions over the routines. And if I'm going to accomplish a goal, if Coach D, if you want to accomplish goals of their vested community, we can't allow decisions to override the routine. There's no way we're going to get to the goal. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But that is what I realized. I was like, and I was allowing the decisions that I was making when I had flexibility. When I can say, oh, you know what, I can do that at this time. I can move that a little. I can move that out of the way. I can reposition it. When we have flexibility, that gives us the opportunity to make a decision to do it then or do it later. But if we have a routine, it doesn't matter how we feel. We go with the routine. We don't just wake up and say, hey, I wonder if I'm going to brush my teeth today. I hope you don't.
Oh, it's routine. We're still getting ready, man. We got to get ready to get to the routine. I'm stressed out, man. Look, tech team just brought up an image of laser focus. Okay, now aligning your thought patterns, belief systems, emotions, and actions with your goals. Bam, that's laser focus. So nobody bats 1,000 in life. Matter of fact, if you were to hit 4 out of every 10 balls and you're a baseball player, that would mean that you would, for your career, be batting 400. You would be the best baseball player in the history of baseball and would be at number 1 in the Hall of Fame. What I'm getting at is even that person, 6 out of the 10 times, they failed. They did not accomplish the goal that they were intending to do. They might have struck out. They might have double played. You don't know. What I'm getting at is that laser focus to your goal is so important because when you get knocked down, you already have the goal. Okay. Now, Jamar, the routine that we're going to get to next is how to stick to the goal. But look, man, no one bats 1,000. You can always pivot or change on the fly. But at the same time, like you were saying earlier, Jamar, if you don't have a dartboard, you're just literally throwing darts in the dark.
Well, here's the thing, Coach G. Check this out. How many people do have goals, but no one is holding us accountable to those goals? See, I think that is a whole nother perspective to talk about. And I want to talk to the vested community. Who's holding you accountable? Who are you sharing those goals with? Your family, your loved ones, your children, right? Your business partners, your colleagues, your coworkers, whoever, your best friend. Who's helping you stay on track with that goal? Or is it just something that you have and no one knows about your goal?
Jamar, let's back up a little bit because I think 2020 gave us a special opportunity that maybe we don't necessarily see because it's kind of a hidden gem. What if this last year taught us that we need to hold ourselves accountable? to our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. Because when we do that, when we empty our cup out completely and we can fill it up with what we want to buy into, with our own genius, homie, we're going to screw up. We're not going to get it right every time. And as a matter of fact, we're probably just going to absolutely botch it in the first half of figuring it out. But as we start to maintain a rhythm, as we start to stay consistent, things will change. It's just like you said, it starts to radiate.
But Coach D, here's the challenge. We're human beings.
Yeah, man.
We got emotions. We got feelings. Right. And so, yes, the like what Brother Tony said, right? Mastery at the highest level. Of course, that is the goal. We're all striving for that. All of us are going to this next version. Hopefully, you're going to the next version of yourself and not just going the opposite direction. But you think about every great athlete, Coach D, and every great athlete has a trainer, has a coach, AKA the goal setter. So I think it's so powerful for us to have other people in our life that can help us stay on track when we don't feel like showing up to do the work. So is being accountable important? Absolutely. It has to start there. But adding that accountability when it's outside of self, that creates a whole nother energy that will help us go to that next level and get better.
Don't you think we would need to create? Come on. So, great. We're going to need to create some routines. If you're going to get ready to change, the ready to stands for the routine. You got to have something to be able to keep you accountable for your goals. So, in a lot of ways, if you look at how we've done things up to this point, we've come up with all these really awesome ways to be able to deal with stuff. And then when we get real good at that, we come up with even better ways to deal with stuff, like even stairs, like walking up stairs. We found a way through technology and innovation to be able to take simple stuff like that and be able to move with technology to a better, more efficient way. But now that we're aware, now that we're looking on the inside, now we're manifesting our thoughts and emotions, we have to be able to think manually. We have to be able to apply the thought process to be able to render us something better. And what if that better, Jamar, is harder? What if it's more work? What if the stairway, man, isn't the best option anymore? We gotta find something to keep us accountable to these routines. Now, personally, I like to have fun. I am Peter, man. I'm the rainer, or whatever you call it. I'm the guy. I don't even feel the need to even label it, man. It's fun. So this next video that we're about to show is a way to be able to look at things a little different and to be able to change our perspective. It's the same thing, but by adding a different perspective, a different element, we find a way to be able to transcend and create.
Woo! Woo! That's the word. That's the word of the year right there, baby.
Yeah, man.
Let's
watch it. Check in. Let's play that video.
Come on. theory. The fun theory, man.
Hey, man, we as humans like to play. We like to have fun. I mean, look, it's real nice to just stand there and have the stairs take you up. But when we have the option to be able to entertain a perspective that's fun, that thought changes. The energy of the emotion involved in walking up the exact same stairs when they make a little noise, it excites us. And I think that the goals that we make moving forward as we move towards change should be fun. They should be exciting. We should spend a lot of time figuring out what makes us tick. Like real specifically, like if you paint, if you build, if you glue, whatever. But once we have a goal, we should implement the idea of fun and excitement. And it's just, man, to feel good. And we go out and get jobs and go to school and do all this stuff so that we can take our money and do what we want. But when we're doing what we want and we end up paying bills and yada, yada, we forget that we're here to live in abundance and that we can enjoy ourselves and feel good. And when we do that, Jamar, it radiates an energy out into the world that we can share. And if we're all focused on doing cool stuff that feels good, we don't have to stress. Pay our bills and move on. Corona, what? It's a cold. Here's my mask. Thank you.
So, Coach D, are you saying creating fun creates goals?
Look, I think that your best thoughts are the ones you should pursue. I think the ones that make you feel great are the ones that help you be you and make it a good time to live life. So, I mean, when you literally shave off all the other stuff, when you put some effort into just literally going, okay, who am I? What makes me happy? What do I enjoy and why? So many of us are so distracted that we never even ask ourselves those questions. So I think once we start to do that and we're mindful of our thoughts and we start to isolate some pretty good ones that are worth generating the energy to move us towards awareness, man, then it just kind of snowballs. I want to feel good all the time. And if I can avoid feeling bad, just all the better.
Well, this is for me, and this is where it hit me, right? This last week is when the goals are great, but when we're talking about the routine, right, of staying on track and creating that pattern. For me, what I started to realize that I was doing, Coach D, because a lot of what I do, I create my own schedule, right? And there's things that I started to move around because I had the power to move them around. And so, for example, and it was a great example, brother. And you inspired me when you did this, and it was 2 weeks ago when you were coming out of that feeling, right? When you were healing through coming back after your trip. And I said, Coach D, do you want to take a break this week? And you said no. And you knew that you weren't feeling your best. You knew that you had just been in the hospital for a few days. But you said, no, we're going to do the show. And I was like, man, yeah, we are. But in that moment, if you would have said, no, we weren't, I would have like, all right, cool. But when you did that, you stood strong in that moment. You didn't let your feelings, you didn't let a decision of how you felt override the routine of what we're doing here, building the platform and shining the light. And so that was what I'm talking about, is when we have those moments where we can choose the routine or make a decision based on how we feel or how we don't feel. And so I just want to commend you, brother, because that right there for me, I was like, hell, we're gonna do the show, so, but I needed it too. Like that's what I'm talking about, is how many times do we allow our human nature of having feelings and emotions override the routine of us doing what we need to do to get to where we want to go. And so that's what I started to realize I was doing in these little areas. I was using decision to override the routine. And I was like, man, if we eliminate the decision, we get rid of this energy, mental energy that we don't even think about. We don't even think about the routine. We just got to do it. And so that's why it's so powerful, man. Can we just share the compound effect real quick? as we're talking about this, because this is a book here that was shared with me from one of my leaders, business coaches. And if you out there want to learn more about goals and routines and being consistent, Darren Hardy has fire for you. It's called the compound effect. And he talks about the power of when we have the goals and we have the routine and we're consistent, what happens is momentum call. He calls it Big Mo. And and so this timing of everything happening, man, I'm so grateful to be in tune with what I need to do to go to the next level. And there's no way for me to get there, for Coach D to get there. That's the community. There's no way for you to get to where you want to go if we don't have goals, if we don't have the right routines, and if we're not consistent. It's not going to happen, period. I don't care who you are.
And listen, it's not always going to be fun. I don't care how fun it is. Sooner or later, your legs are going to get tired. Sooner or later, you're going to want to take the escalator and you're going to want to look at the whole situation and be like, you know what, today it's not fun. Today, I don't want to dance up the stairs and make music. But if you commit that that's how you're going to do it, man, maybe one day you show up and it gets easier because the keys are on and you can make music and it's fun. But what happens when you show up with a sprained ankle and the keys aren't on and it's raining? You have to make that commitment. You have to buy in. You have to be vested. It's crazy that the name of this show is that, because to me, it's not about making a decision on whether or not I want to do it or not. It's about how am I going to make it happen, because I committed to it. So
wait, what's that C word, brother?
Commitment, baby.
Man,
we need to stay consistent. That's the trip. So as we move into the final part of our show, let's talk about empowerment, Jamar. How are we going to utilize these ideas to empower the vested community? Can we drop down the law? Empowerment.
Boom. You're so handsome.
Here it comes. This is empowerment. Power. Power.
Yeah. Empower the people.
Power.
Let's go, vested community.
Drop it down. Drop down. Power. We're gonna empower.
Empower.
Yeah.
But when we're talking about empower, right?
Yeah. So I mean, Jamar, we'll go ahead and wing it, because I was able to hear you in my ear, and now I can't hear in my ear. So maybe she can't hear us because she's attached to the same earphones. So we got a really cool video to be able to share with everybody. It's kind of tough to have to lean on the idea of being empowering when, change is scary. We don't always want it to happen when we need it to happen. Like, I don't necessarily enjoy doing things from a seated perspective, but I had to surrender. I had to let go. I had to look at the life that was comfortable to me, and I had to challenge it with everything I had. I had to push harder than I've ever pushed before, and I had to accept the idea that things just were the way that they were. And when I did that, it gave me the opportunity to be something bigger than myself. And I totally committed to it. And it sucked. And I fail all the time in miserable fashion. But once I committed myself towards going all in, towards being vested at who it is that I am, about being totally committed to being myself and to have fun and to enjoy the process and to recognize that it's not going to be like that every day, life started to unfold in front of me in a way that it's hard to put into words. I mean, I've been having these crazy experiences where I've been so overwhelmingly, abundantly fulfilled. And it's like, man, when I broke my neck, I didn't think that that was ever even a possibility. I didn't know how I was going to go about things and how I was going to keep pushing to want more. And here I am, 22 episodes deep in my room in the middle of a pandemic, broadcasting a show without the empower, without the video, but with people that I love, with a cause that I believe in, with an opportunity to really make a difference. And it has to start from within me. And It's been very uncomfortable, Jamar. I'm trying not to ramble, but it's just in my head right now. Oh, I hear sound, which means we might be back online. There's my friend Jamar. Hey. So Tech support, I love you, and you did a great job with Grandpa squawking in the background and our shady internet. So let's drop the empower.
Boom.
And shall we watch the video?
Let's do it.
Love it.
Hey, sweetie. Sorry I got home so late. I had to pick something up after work. It's such a beautiful day outside. You should let some sun inside. So, is better? Why don't you stop playing and open the present I got for you?
For me?
Hello? Oh, yes, sir. I don't know why you didn't get the papers. I put them on your desk before I left.
Okay. Whoa! Cool! Ugh. She's gotta be kidding me. Get lost! God. Mom! We'll be outside!
Man, that's a powerful video right there, man.
It's going to look different, Jamar. And we might not want to accept things as they are. But there's two different approaches. You can either move forward with the present that is the present, or you can resist. And man, I'll tell you what, happiness when I was 17 years old did not include quadriplegia, a wheelchair, and grandpa squawking in the back room when he knows that we're broadcasting our 22nd episode. We all have our challenges, man. In order to stay consistent, we need to create a life, create a world that's worth it, man. And we got to believe in ourselves that it's possible.
Right. Man. And you know what? Here's the thing, Coach G. We don't need to be perfect.
Huh.
We don't need to be perfect, right? We don't need to be perfect. So, Vested Community, as we go into this, I mean, right now it's 6:38 Pacific Standard Time, right? We have 5 hours and 22 minutes left. in the year of 2020, as we transcended to 2021, what goals are we going to set? What routines are we going to create? You know, it takes time to create the new neurological pathway, the new train of thought. We got to be patient. If we get off track, get back on track, because that's the only way we're going to be consistent and manifest the compound effect. And so whatever it is that you want to do out there, Vested community, like 2020 is the launch pad. 2020 is the year we're going to look back and say, that is when we built the foundation of the empire. But there's no way we're going to get there without the GRC. So get ready to change, and let's set some goals. Let's have some healthy routines, and let's be consistent so that we can go out there and help more people, Coach D.
Jamar, we're going to need help. We're going to need each other. So we have this, we're going to be mindful. We're going to be aware. We're going to accept things as they are, and we're going to pursue purpose. We've got this GRC, get ready, change, goals, routines, consistencies. But we're all going to have to find our own tools. We're going to have to lean into the idea that we have the resources within us. Okay, tonight you showed a book. Okay, now this is somebody within your network, but it's a tool that you use to empower yourself. Mm-hmm. So not only are you able to get value for it, you're able to create and empower for others with this show. So if you're vested in yourself,
bro, no I here. We. There's no I in team. All right.
I wrote the book. You don't know me. I don't know him.
We. Come on, baby.
Nah, man. Listen, I'm with it. I really am. Okay, now speaking of that, I have a goal. I haven't told you this, and I haven't told my wife this, and it's lofty. I believe in you, Jamar. I believe in my wife. I believe in myself, and I believe in this show, and I believe in our community. I want to have 1 million viewers by this time next year.
Come on, baby. I receive it.
I mean, I have no idea how that's going to happen. I'm not even in the Twitterverse, Facebook sphere. I don't even do, I mean, I promote and market and this and that, but like, I don't know how to chase down 1 million people. That's for you guys. You guys have to want to be vested in yourself and be vested in us and to share this I am, we are process with us. Mm-hmm. Man, I don't know what that looks like. I don't know how we're going to get there. Sometimes it's going to be pretty difficult. Got to catch up to the Kardashians. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Hey, it's going to be supernatural, bro. You know,
I'm ready. So it already is.
That right there. And as we come to the end on this, I just want to tell you and the tech team, Rebecca Francis, I just learned that today, that I'm so grateful for you guys, man. I'm so and thank you for embarking on this journey and vested community. You know, whether you're watching it now live or you're watching it and it's 2025 and this is a recording. You know, I just want to say thank you to the people that have helped us get to this point. And I want to say thank you to everyone in my life who's helped me in any capacity at any moment in time, because there's no way we're going to achieve what we are striving to achieve without the help of other people. And so the million viewers is not about us. That just means that there's that many more people out in the world helping more people.
Well, Jamar, it's a process. And you know I'm a man of faith, but I take it one step deeper because I go inside to come up with this. There is this I am, we are process that we are all participating in. If I was the only one on this show, then there'd be no Jamar. So since Jamar's on this show, there's another I am, we are process taking place. So I am experiencing it from my point of view. You're experiencing it from your point of view. Mm. But it's the same point of view at the same time from a different perspective. Mm-hmm. So being vested has to start from within. You have to have the I am process. You have to get this creation mechanism, the value of you out. And the way you do that is by communicating with others. So our goal, Jamar, with this Vested show is to be able to share the light that the two of you, the two of us, have accumulated within ourselves. I have so much fun sharing it with you, Jamar, with my wife, but Aaron from E360 has created this platform.
Thank you, Aaron. Love you, bro.
Yeah, Aaron, bro. Hey, watch this next year. It's happening. It is. It's already happening. The tracks are down, baby. We're going to put the train on the track. So, Jamar, I say it every show, every time I talk to you, I'm so grateful that we met. I mean, the whole process of belief strategies, the whole reason why I wanted to become a coach and even do this is because I believe in the map. I believe in being mindful. I believe in pushing towards an awareness that helps you accept what is. And man, purpose is the answer. Purpose is the answer. Progress, baby, progress. Goals, routines, consistency. Boom. I'm so looking forward to this next year. Rebecca Francis, I love you. Jamar, I love you. Faith, family, friends, I love you. Let's do this next year. This is exciting. Jamar,
come on, baby.
Say your thing and ask a question.
You know, Vested community, I want to share with you that it's more important now than ever that all of us focus on goals, having the right routines, and being consistent with whatever it is that we want to do. Because people out there need inspiration. We need to go create more amazing, awesome things out there. And we need to empower others to take action to play big. And the only way we're going to do that is if we do that together. And so whatever you want to do in 2021, I want to tell you that all things are possible for those who believe. Coach D, tech team, myself, the Vested community wants the best for you. I want to tell you that we love you. We're grateful for you. We appreciate you. And as you start the new year tomorrow, here's the question. In 2021, are you vested? Yeah.